What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
That ain't no Reba song.
It's from her mixtape.
So I recently watched Bad Boys Ride or Die, aka Bad Boys 4, and I've got some mixed thoughts. Psych, just kidding, that movie was freaking fire. And here's my non-spoiler review. I honestly hate doing that, but Bad Boys Ride or Die is genuinely amazing. And it honestly instantly became one of my favorite movies of 2024. I watched Bad Boys 1 and 2 directed by Michael Bay the night before watching this movie, and I wanted to watch the third movie, Bad Boys for Life, but I just didn't have enough time to catch up. The two new directors for both of the new Bad Boys films, Adil El Arbi and Bilal Fallah, did such a fantastic job with this latest entry. One thing though, after watching this, Bad Boys Ride or Die being the fourth entry of the franchise, made me realize something. This is how you continue an action movie franchise perfectly. And honestly, this is everything that the Fast and the Furious franchise wants to be. I mean, the third Bad Boys film did not hold up too well, from what I personally remember, but I definitely enjoyed it. But with the fourth movie being this good, it proves that the franchise can still be consistently enjoyable nonetheless. Any of the new aspects they introduced for Mike and Marcus, as character development just turns out to be either serious or comedic, and that is such a well balance. And I got to say, the drama in this movie worked out good, but it still felt like that there was still that soap opera type of drama that the Bad Boys franchise has, which I'm not too much of a fan of, but it didn't drag the movie too much. And when I'm talking about the things that are dragging this movie slower and not making it reach its full potential, the pacing of this movie is definitely not one of them. Especially that perfect chemistry shared between Will Smith and Martin Lawrence as Mike and Marcus, because the chemistry feels so good, and if anything, it just keeps on getting better and even more interesting. Bad Boys Ride or Die felt like the ultimate Bad Boys film. It certainly didn't feel like a finale, but I wouldn't be disappointed if this was the final film. But I would definitely love it if they made more sequels after this. And what I mean by this movie being the ultimate Bad Boys film, the camera work is just as good as ever, and a lot of the comedy aspects that were established in the past films is established so well and comes back in this film in such a smooth way. Like, of course, this movie does not come in par with Bad Boys 2, but Bad Boys Ride or Die as a legacy type of sequel, which is a sequel to the third movie, but of course it's still a legacy type of sequel either way, holds up extremely well, and it works in all of the most fun way. The directors, the way they handled the movie and direction style with their own vision, turned out so greatly. The visuals in this film don't feel too fresh, but yet continues to remind audiences that we're watching a Bad Boys film, with how similar the cinematography looks, especially some of the visuals. The action in this film and the camera work mixed in with some comedy is beyond peak enjoyment right there, because man, the way they handle the camera work totally immerses the viewers in the film in such a unique way, where even the actors like Will Smith will have to handle their own camera work. And from that one behind the scenes footage just shows how this film is so impressive in filmmaking wise. There was at least like 2 to 4 moments that had some pretty bad writing, which I will admit, of course, and I could surely tell while experiencing those moments, me and the audiences were definitely pissed off. Like, oh my god, what are you doing? Those kind of moments did feel weird, and of course it ended up paying off well in the final act. But all I gotta say is the writing should be better next films. But the writing is still good enough to be genuinely funny and comedy wise, and also surprisingly and overwhelmingly epic in all of the action scenes. Overall, Bad Boys Ride or Die is hilarious, and it is certainly an excellent entry to the Bad Boys franchise. And now if you're still wondering, is it worth to watch in theaters? Yes. So go use your time wisely when you're going out and about and watch Bad Boys Ride or Die in theaters right now, because I promise you it is not disappointing. My overall rating, I'm a bit iffy on how my overall rating would be, either an 8.5 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10. So I'm just gonna go with an 8.5 out of 10. But all in all, you guys should definitely check out Bad Boys Ride or Die, and make sure to subscribe to me if you enjoyed this review, and comment down below what is your favorite Bad Boys film, because mine is of course Bad Boys 2. And I'll see you guys next time.
Check it out. It's hot.